When you deal with a woman who has strong narcissistic traits, the experience leaves marks you carry for a long time. You learn to stay alert, even when you do not want to. You learn to read every shift in tone, every small change in attitude, because you have lived through moments that cut deeper than you expected. This video walks with you through those memories and gives you something many people never get: a clear view of what happens inside someone like that when an empath like you finally steps out of her control. You will see patterns you lived through. You will recognize certain moves she made, the way she switched behavior without warning, and the way she tried to pull you back in. You will understand the quiet fear inside her that she never showed, and you will understand why you reacted the way you did. This video is here to bring clarity, grounding, and a little peace. It speaks directly to you, the one who lived through the emotional confusion. It will help you make sense of the shifts she went through when she realized she could no longer shape you to her expectations. Understanding what you just went through. Before getting into the 5 major shifts she goes through, you need a moment to understand why these changes even matter. When you have dealt with a narcissistic woman, the impact stays with you in ways you do not always notice right away. You carry pieces of confusion, pieces of hope, and pieces of exhaustion that build up over time. You may feel relief for a moment, then doubt the next. That is normal. That is what emotional pressure does to someone who feels deeply. This part of the story is important because it helps you slow down and see the bigger picture. You are not imagining the behavior changes. You did not misread the signs. You are not being dramatic or sensitive. What you experienced had real weight, and the shifts you noticed in her were not random. They were reactions to losing a type of emotional control she was used to having. Taking a breath before diving into the details helps you understand everything that follows. It gives space for clarity. It gives space for honesty. And it helps you look at the patterns from a place where you feel steady, not overwhelmed. Now that the ground is clearer, you can see how each stage unfolds when an empath like you steps out of her influence. She watches you more closely than before. When a woman with strong narcissistic traits starts losing her grip on someone, especially someone with the emotional depth of an empath, she becomes more alert than ever. She pays attention to your tone, your silence, your distance, and even the smallest signs that you are no longer in her space emotionally. She studies you, but not because she suddenly cares more. She studies you because she wants to understand what she lost control over. She wants to know how you changed the dynamic. She becomes focused on anything that helps her predict your next move. She does not want to be surprised. She wants to find a way back into a position where she feels powerful again. This kind of attention can feel intense. You may feel like she is noticing everything you do. That is because she is. She senses the shift in you, and she wants to know how deep it goes. This is the moment where she starts searching for emotional openings. She will look for signs that you still feel guilty, responsible, or worried about her. She checks if there is still a door she can use to step back in. She tries to take back control. When she realizes you are no longer reacting the way you used to, she will try to rebuild the old dynamic. You may feel pressure coming from her suddenly, even if she pretends nothing is wrong. She might become more controlling in small ways. She might challenge you more directly. She might push boundaries she used to respect. The goal is simple: regain the upper hand. She may try to make you doubt your choices. She may remind you of moments when you were close to her. She may bring up things meant to shake your confidence. You may feel moments where she becomes cold or distant on purpose. This is not emotional distance. This is a strategy. It is her way of saying, "You still respond to what I do." But when an empath reaches the point where the emotional spell is broken, these attempts lose their power. You begin to see the pattern clearly. You start noticing the shift between charm and pressure. You begin to understand that none of this is about genuine connection. It is about control. For someone like her, losing control feels like losing identity. That is why her reactions become stronger. This stage is not about you doing something wrong. It is about her feeling something slipping away that she never expected to lose. Her authenticity drops in her behavior, becomes hard to predict. Once she feels the ground under her shifting, she starts to pull back pieces of herself. She becomes harder to read. Conversations feel less real. Expressions feel rehearsed. You begin to sense that she is there, but not present. This is the stage where she hides the parts of herself she does not want you to see. She does not want you to read her the way you used to. She knows you understand emotions better than most people. That makes her uncomfortable now. You become someone she cannot fool easily, and she reacts to that by shutting down genuine vulnerability. Her behavior becomes inconsistent. One day, she seems soft and available. The next day, she turns cold without explanation. She may give short answers, delay responses, or act irritated for reasons she will not state directly. None of this is random. It is her way of creating emotional confusion in you. She wants you off balance because when you feel off balance, you are easier to influence. But when an empath grows, learns, or heals, that confusion loses power. You start to see these shifts for what they are: patterns, not emotions; reactions, not feelings; attempts, not accidents. This is the moment you begin stepping out of her emotional orbit. She uses charm or warmth to pull you back. When the distance becomes real and she senses that you are not slipping back into old habits, she shifts tactics. She brings warmth into the dynamic. She shows the version of herself she knows you cared about. She becomes affectionate, kind, thoughtful, or unusually gentle. This is not growth. This is strategy. She uses emotional warmth to see if you still respond to it. She wants to feel that she still has an effect on you. She may be sweet. She may be comforting. She may even seem vulnerable. These are not small changes. They are deliberate. She is not trying to lose you. She is trying to reattach you. This phase can be confusing for someone with empathy because you naturally respond to care and softness. You want to believe that the tension is over. You want to believe that she sees your worth now. You want peace. You want resolution. But what you are seeing is her best attempt at pulling you back into the emotional pattern she understands. When you do not fall for these moments, she begins to feel something she rarely shows: fear. Fear of losing access to you. Fear of losing influence. Fear of losing a connection that fed parts of her identity. That fear will lead her into the next stage. She becomes more defensive and reactive. When she realizes you are not coming back to the old pattern, even when she tries to be warm, her defenses rise. You may see sudden irritation, coldness, anger, or withdrawal. She may blame you for the distance. She may act like you changed into someone difficult. She may make you feel like you are the reason things no longer work. This is not truth. This is defense. She is protecting her self-image. She is protecting the part of her that cannot accept losing emotional control over someone like you. The more you stay centered, the more she feels the loss. And when someone with these traits senses loss, defensiveness becomes their shield. She may deny things. She may rewrite situations. She may try to minimize the connection you once had. She may act like she does not care at all. All of these reactions serve the same purpose: hide the emotional pain she does not want to face. This stage is often the hardest one for an empath to watch because it feels final. But this is also the moment where your healing becomes possible. You begin to see the emotional truth of the situation clearly. You understand that her reactions are not about you. They are about her fear of not having power anymore. And that realization sets you free in a way that stays with you. What you need to do right now. You are someone who feels deeply. You notice things most people miss. You sense emotions in ways others don't. That is your gift. But it can also make you a target for people with narcissistic traits. They see your warmth, patience, and understanding. They are drawn to it because they can try to manipulate it if you are not careful. The first thing to know is that your empathy is powerful, but it is not for someone else to use against you. Feeling deeply does not mean giving endlessly or excusing bad behavior. Protecting yourself is necessary, and it is not selfish. Here are the steps you need to take to stay safe, stay grounded, and protect your energy. 1. Set firm, emotional boundaries. People with narcissistic traits often push limits to see how far they can go. They may try to control your mood, your time, or your decisions. If you do not set boundaries, they will take more than you can handle. Setting boundaries is simple. Decide what behavior is acceptable and what is not. Say no when you need to. Refuse to engage when it is harmful. Stick to it, even if they react angrily or try to guilt you. Boundaries are your shield. They keep your energy for yourself and protect your peace. 2. Pay attention to patterns, not promises. A narcissistic person can be charming. They can promise to change or act kind for a short time. But actions are the real measure. Watch what she does, not what she says. Patterns repeat themselves. Past behavior is the clearest predictor of future behavior. One nice gesture or one apology does not erase months or years of manipulation. Focusing on patterns keeps you aware and protects you from being fooled again. 3. Avoid over-explaining. You may feel the need to explain your feelings, your choices, or your boundaries. With a narcissistic person, over-explaining can be dangerous. They can twist your words or use them against you. Keep explanations short and clear. Say enough, then step back. Stick to the facts. Do not argue or justify endlessly. Over-explaining gives them fuel. Keeping it simple keeps you safe. 4. Do not try to rescue them. It is tempting to help or fix someone, but you cannot save someone who does not want to change. Trying to rescue them drains your energy and keeps you tied to their patterns. Focus on your own life, your own healing, and your own growth. Let them handle their own choices. You are responsible for yourself first. 5. Trust your intuition. Your instincts have been warning you all along. If something feels off, it probably is. Feeling drained, anxious, or manipulated is a real signal. Listening to your intuition protects you before things get worse. Trusting yourself rebuilds your confidence and helps you stay grounded. Your gut is usually right. Pay attention to it. Following these steps helps you break old cycles, heal, and regain control of your energy. Your empathy is not a weakness. It is your strength. Protect it. Honor it. and never let anyone take it from you. If you have lived through moments that were more draining than most people will ever understand, you know the weight of carrying emotions that were not yours to carry. You have given energy to someone who took more than they gave. You have walked away from situations that left you confused, tired, and questioning your worth. But the truth is simple. You were never weak. You were never naive. You were never the problem. You were someone with a big heart in a situation that demanded more than anyone should give. And now you are learning. You are growing. You are becoming stronger, clearer, and more grounded. Your empathy is not something to hide. It is your strength. It is why you survived. And it is why you will never fall into the same pattern again. If this content spoke to you, if it made you feel seen, share your thoughts or your experience. You never know who might read your words and feel less alone. And as always, because YouTube's algorithm tends to favor videos with strong engagement, if you feel this video has brought you value, a simple like and a quick subscribe would mean so much. It not only helps this message reach more people who need it, but also ensures you will never miss the next video that could make a difference in your journey. Thanks all.